welcome to another edition of Coffee Talk with immigration attorney Brian D. Lerner. In this particular set of videos, we are talking about consulate processing and what will be needed and some issues. Let's first talk about whether there's a right to counsel at the U.S. consulate. When you're in, for example, deportation, removal proceedings, or when you are at USCIS for naturalization interviews or I-130 interviews, you're entitled to an attorney at all those points. However, immigration attorneys have largely been shunned at U.S. consulate. There is no right to have an attorney with you at the U.S. consulate. It doesn't mean you can't walk in the building with, that you can't have an attorney walk in the building with you and advise you as you're waiting at the, in the lobby for the interview to be called. But the reality is that, when it's time to go to the interview and actually speak to the officer, you're not going to normally be allowed to have your attorney there. Now, given that, I have been in the lobby in various areas. There's been issues and questions during the interview, and then the officer will motion me to come in. I'll answer some questions and then go back to my seat. So even though there's not a right to an attorney, and even though some will absolutely not allow a word to be said by the attorney, there are situations where, if you have an attorney with you in the lobby, it is helpful in certain circumstances. And if it is needed to question, at the time of whatever the interview happens to be, then it can be done. Now, as far as the right to counsel, all the way up until the time you actually walk in the building, you have the right to have an attorney to help you prepare all the way, to help aid you in what the issues are and so forth. And so, don't just give up because you can't have your attorney there, because a lot of items can be properly prepared and prepped and so forth before you ever walk in the door. Okay, thank you.